Okay, and then we discuss about reservoir properties. We need to understand well with the properties of our reservoir. Here, for example, we have impermeable rock as the seal, as the cap rock, and then oil, water, and then gas, water. Here we have combination gas, oil, and water. And main properties for the rock are porosity and permeability. Of course, you already understand this in reservoir engineering lecture, but it's okay to refresh so that we can understand it better. Porosity, we have space in the rock and we have the volume of the space, the volume of the pores divided by the bulk volume. We call it porosity. Here we have permeability. Good permeability, high permeability will enable high flow rate. But yeah, down there we have good permeability. But low permeability or tight or bad permeability will give us small rate, low rate. Okay, you already understand that. And another properties that is very important is saturation, oil saturation, gas saturation, and water saturation. And if you combine all of these saturations, it will be one unity. So SW plus SO plus SG equals to 1. Okay. Of course, what we want is reservoir zone with high oil saturation or can also be high gas saturation so that we can get the oil, we can get the gas, and we don't like the water. Okay. And to know the properties of our reservoir, okay, we can do core analysis, but core analysis is very expensive. The more economical, the cheaper one is actually to do log analysis. Okay. And then we lower down tools, logging tools, it will go down and it will go up. And during its movement, it will record something. Okay. And then we will read the record. We will analyze the recording and do log evaluation, formation evaluation, and then we can interpret. Okay, formation evaluation or log interpretation, and we can distinguish. For example, gamma ray. Here we have, or here we know, porous zone. Okay, so gamma ray can give us the information about where the permeable or where the porous zone is. So now with gamma ray, we can know the reservoir. Okay, and then resistivity, we can know zone with high resistivity and low resistivity. Okay, low resistivity usually means brine or water. High resistivity usually means hydrocarbon. But we can only distinguish hydrocarbon with resistivity log. We cannot distinguish oil with gas. To know the oil or gas, we need to combine with this one, density log, and this one. Okay, and then porosity log, I mean. And then we have, yeah, by evaluation by the petrophysics, right? We have gas area or gas zone, gas cap, and then the oil zone, and then the aquifer. But of course, this is very simple. The left picture, the real log is actually more difficult to interpret, like this one. Okay, but this is not the main responsibility of petroleum engineer. This is the main responsibility of petrophysicists. Okay, but yeah, we get the evaluation from them, and with that we know the properties of our reservoir. Yeah, and another property that is very important is fluid property phase diagram. Okay, we will talk about this in another lecture about fluid properties. Here, I just want to say that because of this phase diagram, we can have oil reservoir or gas reservoir or volatile oil reservoir, retrograde gas reservoir, wet gas, or dry gas. Oke, semuanya sangat ditentukan, sangat bisa dilihat dari diagram fasa, phase diagram. In software, we can create this phase diagram. If I input my laboratory data, my fluid data into the software can generate phase diagram. Okay? All right. Yeah, of course, the fluid properties will be governed by fluid composition. Okay, fluid composition. Like dry gas will be dominated with C1 or methane, gas metana. And then we have wet gas, gas condensate, volatile oil, black oil with different composition. Okay, and we will talk about this later. And another properties that is very important is, of course, viscosity. Like this one, oil with different viscosity. Okay. And also the gravity or density. Okay. We usually measure the density in API degree. Okay. To the left, we have lower, smaller API. To the right, we have higher API. Yang kiri, heavier, lebih berat. Yang kanan, lighter, lebih ringan. Okay. Usually, heavy oil will have high viscosity. Okay. Easy to understand. But light oil will have low viscosity, so it can flow better than high viscosity or heavy oil. Okay. And the property is very important to determine the in place or productivity. Like this one, we have, for example, porosity, rock property. It will govern the oil in place and also the saturation, very important. And then for the gas also, porosity, very important. Saturation, very important. This is for oil in place or gas in place. For productivity or easiness for the fluid to flow, productivity, bagaimana sumur itu produktif, mampu mengalirkan fluid, it is determined or governed by permeability, another rock property. Okay, and also by the viscosity, the fluid property. And another fluid property is BO, PO, oil formation volume factor. We will talk about this later in another lecture. Okay, again, we will stop at 6:15 and then we will continue at another day, okay? And also something that is very important for the reservoir is heterogeneity. Of course, the reservoir is not uniform. The reservoir is not homogeneous. Reservoir is very heterogeneous. Sangat heterogen reservoir itu. The property at one point will be different significantly with property at other zone. Oke, tidak ada reservoir yang seragam sama propertinya di semua titik. That's impossible. Reservoir is very heterogeneous because of many reasons. For example, this gigascale. We have heterogeneity because of sealing fault or maybe semi-sealing fault or even non-sealing fault. It will make the environment, the condition heterogeneous, and it will make the analysis more difficult. It will make simulation, modeling more difficult, evaluation more difficult. Okay, but that's our challenge. And fracturing, we have tight fracture or open fracture like this one. Again, it will make it heterogeneous. And boundaries, genetic units, different boundary, right? Different units, the light color and the dark color, and then also permeability zonation. So permeability here is different with permeability there, and also different with permeability there. heterogeneous, not uniform. And we also, for the macro scale, we have baffle within genetic units like this line, right? Baffle, barrier to flow, we call it baffle. And some with lamination, like this one. Lamination means berlapis-lapis. Okay, berlapis-lapis, laminasi. And also for the micro scale or microns, we have microscopic heterogeneity because of textural types or because of difference in mineralogy. Okay, so all of these aspects will give us heterogeneity. All of these aspects will make our reservoir heterogeneous. Okay, and it will make modeling very, very, very difficult. Yeah, again, it's another depiction of heterogeneity. So we have heterogeneity in all skills. In channel complex system, in channel complex set, we have difference of properties at channel complex level, at facies level, at lithology level, pore system level, we have different properties, and we call it heterogeneity. Again and again, it makes simulation difficult. Yeah, again, but we need to understand, we need to know the characteristic, the properties of our reservoir. And the positional environment will influence the heterogeneity level. Okay? The positional environment will govern the heterogeneity. Like, for example, you have confined channels, the log will be like this, or the characteristic will be like this. If you have amalgamated channels, the rock will be like this, and they are different. This one and this one are different. And if you have medial to distal fan, it will be like this. It will be more dirty, lebih kotor. Ada sand, ada shell, ada sand, ada shell. Lamination of cell and shell, it is dirtier. And usually it will give us bad productivity. Okay, because the sand is thin. Okay, reservoirnya tipis-tipis, and we have many shells. Okay, so again, the positional environment will govern the heterogeneity. So if you want to create reservoir model, if you want to do reservoir simulation, you need to know the depositional environment of your reservoir. Okay, and then we need to understand also reservoir mapping and reservoir modeling.